Hello, beautiful moon children, and welcome to Mercury Retrograde. I'm sorry, I bust out my karaoke mic today because I was feeling myself. Yes. So, and hopefully, I really like the way this looks. I like the way I look with a mic in a hand. Look, I brushed my hair for you guys and I did my makeup. Because I love you, fellow moon sibyls. And I think we're gonna definitely need as much additional joy and happiness that we can possibly get in this Mercury retrograde. And I say that because what I'm going to do in this video is it just hung up on me, but I'm going to hold it anyway. But what I'm going to do in this video is we're going to go over some of the things that I feel like it's important to be aware of when we enter Mercury retrograde. And don't panic, doll baby. Yes, this is one of the ones that's going to bring out feelings of depression. This is one of the ones that's going to feel like loneliness. I'm going to list things that we're going to affect. Today I took notes on my phone. I don't know if I like that yet. I'm going to test it out and see if it works for me. But usually I like to do it in my trusty dusty notebook. But yeah. I'm really liking the way this mic feels. And it's off right now. You see nothing. But yeah, and if you follow me on Instagram at justanothermystic23, then send me a message, comment, tell me what are some of the things you want me to cover. You can do it in the comments below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. I don't know about the share part, but you know, do your thing. But yeah, outside of that, let's hop right into it. I'm going to post another video on how to survive Mercury retrograde because it started yesterday. At least on the West Coast, you're gonna feel it more starting kind of like yesterday. And then, yeah, it's gonna go until the 28th. Ugh. But this is a month that's supposed to be like tons of abundance. So I mean, like, one of the things off the bat that I'm gonna tell you guys is watch your money. Budget, but I need to turn this back on because I want this to echo. Budget your money, because let me turn off echo, because what we're looking at and what we're dealing with is miscommunication. We're dealing with misplacement, and that can communicate even into money. So you're supposed to be receiving something great this Mercury retrograde, but at the same time you want to make sure you keep it, right? Because this is going to be one of those those retrogrades where you're going to feel like, I'm feeling down, so let me spend my money, or let me retail therapy, or let me go ahead and like eat my feelings. I'm a feelings eater. Let me put the echo back on. I'm a feelings eater. I eat my feelings. But I wish that was a song. Something about the way I eat my feelings. But no, but seriously, like when I'm feeling down, I reach for chocolate cake and ice cream, or cake and ice cream, and I eat them together. And I'm telling you guys, that's not what you're gonna want to do this Mercury retrograde, because right now there's a lot of energies coming up. But let's jump right into this. Let's cover some of the things that's going to affect you this Mercury retrograde. And the next video, if this is not too long, is going to be how to survive Mercury retrograde, especially for this one, because this one I believe it's going to really set us up for the year 2019. I didn't do any video based on that, but if you're into the esoteric knowledge, there's a good chance you have an idea that 2019 is setting us up for greatness. And it's a lot of 2019 is a lot of reaping seeds that we've sown from before. And if you're in alignment, again, life is not always fair, life is not always just, but if you're in alignment, hopefully you receive fairness and justice. Because those are two different things, two. So anywho, so Mercury, if you're not sure what Mercury is in charge of, Mercury is in charge of communication. Communication is one of our biggest things in the world. We communicate via text, talk, email, looks. You know, you got a coworker you don't like too much, you be cutting the eye, you'd be like, but you communicating without saying words. You communicating with your body language, like, you know, I don't like you. But seriously, something to keep in mind is that your miscommunication is a huge thing around Mercury because it's retrograding. Okay, so think of it this way. Mercury's doing its thing, everything seems to be going all right, but if it's retrograding, there's a good chance we're going to be seeing miscommunications, and a lot of the relationships get affected that way, because if you weren't strong in communication before, you're gonna want to strengthen that. But we're already in Mercury retrograde, so this is for the next one, because we have 2 more this year. Something else to consider is also that even if it's not a communication thing that we want to my video is already acting up. I must be putting off too much energy. So basically, okay, let's see what we're covering. So listening, speaking, talking, editing, researching. You're not going to want to get into any big negotiations or contracts right now. I'm letting you know off the bat. But if you're in alignment, there's a good news, because when I was doing the tarot earlier, I was seeing that things are going to work out in your favor, but don't push it. Because if you're in alignment, there's a good chance that there's a lot of people that seem to be coming through legal things right now. You don't go out your way and do too much. If you're getting downloads in your dreams, or you're seeing synchronicities or other stuff, let your guides, your angels, whatever you call it, guides, angels, spirits, whatever, guide you to understand and to know what to say. Don't go about your own will or your own intent, because setting your intents are supposed to be setting them with the guidance of your spirits, or those who lead you. One of the things that I noticed is in my videos I can't speak, and that's one of my things. I'm communicating poorly in my videos, and I'm talking too long. That's normal. I talk a lot anyway. So yes, don't make any major purchases right now. If a car goes on sale and you're like, I've been looking at that car, I've been manifesting that car, I've been wanting that car, you better hold off. Because if it's a pre-owned car, there's a good chance that it's coming with a lot of trouble and drama, or it's about to go on sale even a deeper price, and you turned around and was like, well, I already just went and bought this during Mercury retrograde, and what happened? You're gonna have buyer's remorse. And I had to tell myself that, because there was a couple of things I was going for. I was just like, oh Lord, what is going on? So no major purchases. And remember, we use the mic for this one. Budget, budget, budget. So yes, watch your money. Document if you need to. There's a good chance after this you're gonna be like, what the hell did I write? But I'm telling you, this is one of the things that like is going to be affected currently. So you already know technology acts up in Mercury, with Mercury, period. So you know technology is going to definitely act up with Mercury retrograde. So any of you guys who are in media, who work on code, or like you're like meditating and you listen to something on, let's say, YouTube, and you realize that like it keeps cutting off, or I say cut, but for those of you who want to correct my grammar, then turning off, it turns off. So something to keep in mind is that you might want to have a backup system. Your alarm clock, you might want to set a couple of them, because technology around this time likes to throw off like and act up. But something else to keep in mind is when you are meditating, my moon siblings, there's a good chance that you are putting off a lot of energy yourself, because you are a beautiful, beautiful, radiant being of light who's probably suffering from some serious, oh my gosh, I'm not happy right now because miscommunications, all these other things. Something else to keep in mind, not only are you dealing with a Mercury retrograde, but you're dealing with a shift, a whole planetary shift. You're dealing with more than just a planetary shift. You're dealing with a spiritual shift where it's all things are being affected right now. So not only are you dealing with just a regular retrograde, because the retrogrades last year probably didn't feel like the retrogrades this year, you are probably going through a major spiritual purge. So you're probably having more vivid dreams. You're probably dealing with like a lot of like spiritual heaviness or emotional heaviness, because you just went through, if you watch my tarot, you just went through the Tower tarot card. And if you don't watch my tarot, you probably have been working on yourself to cut ethereal cords and alignments to people who are no longer supposed to be in your life, or who were in an unhealthy position in your life, and you have to rebuild that from completely removing them and starting over. And I used to be the biggest advocate is if you mess up food, you don't throw the whole pot away, you just fix it. Now, learning the hard way, not my cooking, because my cooking's good, I know how to cook, but learning the hard way, something you might want to acknowledge or realize is that sometimes you have to throw the whole pot away, put it off to the side, and not touch it, and not deal with it, because you can't just save something that was like caught on fire. You have to get away from the stove, get it out the house. Sometimes you gotta do that with people. You be like, get away from the stove, get out the house. You already know auntie can't cook, so you need to go home, go and get someplace else. But on the real, like what you're dealing with is, so this could feel like a very lonely time for you, because you are experiencing like the cutting of ethereal cords, which does feel empty sometimes, because there was a place. Sometimes we have people we placed in positions because there were a hole there, and they weren't the healthy thing to place there, but they are what we want to fill the hole with. We were like, this is not good, but this is better than nothing. And now we're realizing, yeah, you survived so long with this relationship, but no bueno, my dear. We can't move forward with this, and especially not because there's so much due for us and there's so much moving forward for us that we can't experience that. So I'm hitting a longer video, so let me go ahead and like finish these notes, and then let's see, like I'm gonna do the next video on how to survive. So so transportation, travel, so something I wanted to cover on that is just be aware. I mean, there's some places some of us live anyway where we're like, I don't care if Mercury's not in retrograde, I need to watch these drivers. And that's how I feel, because I'm not gonna say where I am, but the drivers out here, I just be like, ain't nobody hitting me this time. I had to get off my motorcycle one time. I was like, I'm going to probably have to do something very unspiritual and cuss you out because I'm not about to get hit. But don't do that. Be in alignment. Don't do as I do. But yeah, those are some of the major things I wanted to cover. I'm trying to remember which finger is the Mercury finger, but in the surviving Mercury retrograde, we're going to cover that because there's some ways to meditate focusing on this finger that will also help you with surviving it and helping you be in a healthy position. Before I go though, off the bat, don't text any of your exes. Please do not do that. If you got rid of social media, like I canceled one of my Facebooks, one of them, but I canceled the Facebook, and I soon as we got into Mercury retrograde, what goes in my mind? Maybe I should get back on. Maybe I should get back on. No, don't do it. And I had to tell myself, we're in Mercury retrograde. Of course I'm feeling like that. But yes, thank you for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and post this, and then I'll be doing the surviving Mercury retrograde. And I'll probably use more mic and more echo in the next video because I'm just having too much fun with that. All right, thank you. Like, share, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you want me to cover next. Thank you for asking me for the special delivery on the number 444. Yeah, let me know what y'all looking for. All right, bye.